Nnamdi Kanu has spent 4 years in the DSS dungeon. He has spent 4 years of his life in the DSS captivity, in solitary confinement, because in that place, it's not like a prison where you can come out and visit and see people, or people can come in and see you. So definitely, he has been in captivity. This man has been through a lot. This man has suffered a lot. This man has had his life set back. But in all this, this man has remained strong, resolute, and like a lion, he has refused to give up without a fight. In this video, we'll be talking about his agony, yet bravery in captivity, and also letting you know that although he has been held bound, Nnamdi Kanu is definitely not living in bondage. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Please walk with me as I take you through Nnamdi Kanu's life throughout these 4 years in solitary confinement, in captivity, in the dungeon. So I'm going to be highlighting Nnamdi Kanu's travels and strengths during his time in detention, in the DSS dungeon, and throughout his legal and political struggles. 1. Extraordinary rendition and illegal detention. Nnamdi Kanu was abducted in Kenya in 2021 and forcefully returned to Nigeria in an operation widely condemned as illegal under international law. Now, despite all this, despite the trauma of rendition, he has maintained composure and used his case to spotlight state overreach and the Biafra cause on the global platforms. This number 1 is very clear. As you can see, he has, despite the fact that he was abducted from Kenya and brought back to Nigeria, because the way he was brought back to Nigeria doesn't look like an arrest. People are arguing it and trying to see the justification in it, and somehow even the Supreme Court even went against the lower court that said that it was illegal, and the Supreme Court also said that yes, they know that this is illegal, and yet they chose to continue the trial because it doesn't take away, like they said, the accusations against him. But note it that the Supreme Court said that the abduction from Kenya was illegal. Illegal means it's a kidnap. It's not an arrest. That means it is done against the law. When you hear illegal, it means against the law. That means it was a kidnap. And the Supreme Court has ratified it, that it is a kidnap. So till tomorrow, you are safe to say that Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya. You didn't get it wrong if you said that. You didn't get it wrong. You didn't offend anybody by saying it. You can walk on the road and beat your chest and say Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, and it's right, because the High Court, the Appeal Court, and the Supreme Court have held the same judgment on that. Though the Supreme Court only said that he was kidnapped, does not mean that he's not going to still face trial, but that yes, he was kidnapped. He was illegally, that's the word they use, illegally, brought back home. And what does illegal mean? When you're taken away from your home without your permission, when you are dragged into a car without your permission, when you are not given a warrant to arrest you and they arrest you, what does it mean? It means that you were kidnapped. Simple and short. Illegal. Against your human rights. So that's it. So despite all these challenges, Nnamdi Kanu, has maintained composure. Nnamdi Kanu has maintained composure and has used his case to spotlight the challenges he has had. Also, number 2, solitary confinement and the harsh prison conditions. You see, Nnamdi Kanu, he has reported and endured prolonged solitary confinement at the DSS headquarters in Abuja under severe surveillance and limited access to family and legal counsel. We know very well. But despite all odds, Kanu has continued to appear in court with dignity, refusing to be broken mentally or emotionally, often radiating calm and confidence. This one is very clear. You see, the conditions of a cell, the conditions of a prison, or anywhere where you are held against your will, any place where you cannot be free to do what you want to do, eat what you want to eat, drink what you want to drink, wear what you want to wear. and talk to who he wants to talk to. That kind of conditions is inhuman. Nobody is treated like that as a human being. It's only animals who are treated like this, being held in an environment that you are not comfortable in for years. Nnamdi Kanu has remained in a particular place for 4 years. Do you know people can run crazy in that situation? People can lose themselves because he has been held without trial. How? I don't know how a man harmless will be kept in a room or in a door, be kept in a cell for 4 years without trial. People have conscience. So people have, in this world, people have conscience. Nigerian government, let me tell you people something. You have power. Everybody knows you have power. But let me tell you something. Power is transient. Remember those men in the past that fought for Nigeria. Those people that you are praising today, like the Abiola you are praising today, giving the same treatment he was given. Nigerian government gave him that treatment. But Nigerian government now is praising him and giving him what? Public holiday. The same people you torture today, in the next 10, 15 years, may be the ones you are praising, giving posthumous award and giving a lifetime of service award and naming hotels and buildings after them. Why don't you do the right thing first than giving them praise later? Maybe in their late life or maybe in their afterlife. Look at Ojukwu, the same thing. After fighting against him, stressing the man, then when the man now died, you now go and give him a military burial, state burial, giving his wife a ministership. That is medicine after death. Despite all odds, you can see Nnamdi Kanu is still appearing in court with dignity, with pride. Never one day, behaved like a radical. Those things they portrayed him to be, he has never shown any of it in the court. He has carried himself with dignity and shown that though he has been in confinement, he is not ready to confine himself in confinement. We move. Flagrant disobedience of court orders. Nigerian courts, including the Court of Appeal, have at times ordered his release, but the government has repeatedly ignored these rulings, prolonging his imprisonment. Now, against all odds, he has remained firm in his legal resistance, gaining widespread support from lawyers, lawmakers, and human rights activists. Very, very obvious. Very clear. You can see that during his time in the dungeon, he has been granted a release. He has been set free by the lower courts, the medium court, and none of those has been obeyed. But despite all that, he has still remained firm within the rule of law, preferring to follow it through a legal resistance, arming himself with tested lawyers, going into the battle with the federal government, and having the patience to see out this process. I don't know how many people can take this. I don't know how many freedom fighters around the world can remain in the cell with the kind of followers they have and the kind of people they have that can fight for them, still refuse to use that part. Because Nnamdi Kanu has always said that he's a man of peace. I think it's time for people to begin to believe that this man is actually a man of peace. Somebody who has been tested, pushed to the edge to react, but still choose to be this way. Let's go on. Number 4, health challenges in custody. His legal team has raised concerns over his deteriorating health due to lack of adequate medical care and poor detention conditions. But despite all odds, even while physically weakened, he has shown mental fortitude, using legal channels to assert his rights rather than resorting to violence or despair. Clear. This man, as you heard the rumors over time, has been having problems with his body in the condition of the DSS dungeon. He fell sick because that place, I told you, is not a place for human beings. It's just a temporal abode and a place where they keep hardened criminals who have, these are condemned people who are a threat to the state. Maybe a day or two, then they are sent to the prison. But he has been kept in this detention because they know that detention is worse than prison. And the man fell sick. And he cried foul, said, I'm sick. But see, nobody wants to listen to him. The harsh conditions, they made him sick. The inhuman conditions, they made him sick. And this can make a man, and of course the conditions made him physically unable, somehow to carry himself the way he would have wanted. And that is enough for him to get angry. But despite that, you see the man still fighting on, still determined. He's not going to break. He is not going to fall apart. He's going to hold strong. And if he's going to end his life, that is a price he's willing to take. That man is a great man. Let's go on. Number 5. Demonization and labeling him as a terrorist. The Nigerian government labeled IPOB a terrorist organization, portraying Kanu as a national threat. Despite all odds, despite that, he has consistently denied violent tactics, calling instead for self-determination through peaceful means, and gained both local and international sympathy. That is very clear. That, of course, any small thing, you hear them calling Kanu a terrorist. Who did he terrorize? This man grew in Nigeria. His parents are traditional rulers. His late dad is a king. His community is under Nigerian law. As a chief, as a king in Nigerian law, you are also ratified. You are in the constitution of Nigeria. You are a federal government Pekin. So Nnamdi Kanu is a federal government Pekin by rights, because his parents are under the Council of Chiefs in Nigerian constitution. They have grade A, grade B, grade C, and whatever. His father falls under. Go to government house here and see his father's name. Under. And I'm sure he's being paid salary by the state government of Abia State. So how is this man a terrorist? Tell me. How? How is he a terrorist? The kind of names you call people, you break them and destroy them mentally. But despite all odds, he has denied it. And there are videos to show that he has called for self-determination in a peaceful way. That Biafra will come peacefully. Is Biafra a hellfire? Why are people scared of that word Biafra, or being in a country of your own? What is the fear? This is the dream of anybody. Even you, the government, who come from your own tribes. You want one day to be better, to feel in a better place, an El Dorado. And if people feel that Biafra can give them the El Dorado, then if you don't want them to go, make an El Dorado for them, so that they will not go to the one they want to go, rather than silencing their voices by holding the one they hold dearest to them. But Nnamdi Kanu refused to budge, and he has always stood by his firm. Say, we will not budge. Except you are calling ordinary protests terrorism. Protests here and there, the one in Port Harcourt, Anambra State and stuff. Is that one terrorism? Because that's the only thing I know about. And for what is what, the police and army has always cracked down on them. And as you crack down on them, did you see anybody resist you? When you came to his house to perform that wonder that they performed, that the army performed the other day, did anybody resist you in there? Everybody ran away. That was the point. That was the place you would have faced resistance. Because that ESN and those youths that were in Nnamdi Kanu's house then, they were enough they are strong enough to defend themselves. But they are not there for that. Nnamdi Kanu is a peaceful man, a man of peace. And it's time people should understand that. Having said all this, Nnamdi Kanu misses his wife, misses his life outside cell, misses his family. And I wonder how he manages, to cope every day, hygienically in that place. I wonder how it is, socially, mentally, because forget about everything you're seeing. This is where a human being is, in his mind. There is a home inside the mind. And if that place is broken, then there is no physical body again. For this man to keep strong till today, keeping his mind together, keeping his brain intact, attests to the mental strength of Nnamdi Kanu. And that is a man people should emulate to be a great man. No wonder the amount of love he has from his people and even from his enemies. I tell you, it will shock you that Nnamdi Kanu has friends in other tribes of Nigeria. Yes, you heard it right. It will shock you to note that Nnamdi Kanu is admired around Nigeria and beyond. Even those people that are holding him captive, they still admire him. That's why I always maintain that the people who are holding Nnamdi Kanu are people who have personal grudge and grievance against him. Because I tell you, Buhari took it upon himself to capture Nnamdi Kanu. Not because of Nigeria, but because of his own personal grievance against Nnamdi Kanu, as at that time. And now, there are other people too who felt the same way with Buhari then, who supported Buhari, who gave him the go-ahead. And I've done a video about this thing before, of the 7 people that want Nnamdi Kanu jailed. Look at the video here. You can go and watch it. I am still calling upon the federal government to calm down. Calm down and think twice about this case and set this man free. And set this man free unconditionally. And I bet you that this man is not a violent person. This man is actually going to bring peace to this country, even as he looks for his self-determination peacefully. If you don't want self-determination, simple, you can engage the man constructively. Present solutions to the problems Nigeria has. Present solutions to the cries of the Igbo in Nigeria. And definitely everything will be solved. He's not the only one crying for self-determination. The Yoruba nation also crying. The Arewa nation is also crying for self-determination in their own way. Free Nnamdi Kanu today. I have been your host, Chinedu. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notification button to get updated whenever we release a video. Till I see you in the next video. Peace.